Welcome to our weekly team training call. I'm so glad that you all have taken the time to call in and join us tonight. We have the Matsen team, Brian and Karen Matsen, and some of their amazing designers joining us tonight to share some exciting training and some great success stories, and we're going to have a whole lot of fun. I wanted to let everybody know that I'm filling in for the welcome and announcements for Dave tonight. Mr. Diamond himself is not feeling good at all. He's been pretty sick this past week, so if you could keep him in your prayers, I am sure that he would really appreciate that, but had no voice tonight. So although I'm sure he would have loved to get on the call and say hi to everybody, he was not able to do that. So a couple quick things. I just wanted to congratulate everybody that is well on their way to 5,000 to Fabulous. We're seeing lots and lots and lots of Team Diamond designer names on that list, and it's super exciting. So keep it up. You still have, 3.5 weeks left before the end of December. Lots of time to have some fashion events and place orders and get your own holiday gifts taken care of and all of those things to get your numbers up there. So keep going with that. Also, what a lot of excitement there was for the Black Friday event and Cyber Monday. There were sales and orders going on like mad. So I hope that you were able to take advantage of all those great things, and so happy to be part of a company like Mialisia that even thinks to offer these amazing specials not only to our customers but to us as well. Not everybody does that, so fantastic. So I hope you got to take advantage of that, and your beautiful Mialisia bags, if you were one of the first 250, should be arriving soon. Super, super fun. All right, so we're going to start off this evening. If you've been calling in, then you know that we have these training calls every Thursday night at 9 o'clock Eastern, and something new we've been doing is our designer spotlight. We really want to create a great atmosphere, a family atmosphere in Team Diamond, where you get to know the other designers that are in Team Diamond and a little bit more about who they are and what they're like, and it just helps create a really great atmosphere, especially when we're on the group page and asking questions and trying to help each other. And then you go to something like a convention and you get to see these people face to face, and you already feel like you know them a little bit. So super fun. Tonight we are going to hear from Jessica. Jessica, if you're already on the line, this would be a great time to hit *6 and unmute yourself. And Jessica is going to take over and share a little bit about herself because she is our designer spotlight tonight. Jessica, are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
All right. We can hear you just fine. You did that perfect. I'm going to turn it over to you. The floor is all yours, and I can't wait to hear about you myself.
Okay. Well, I hope I'm exciting. I am from Mesa, Arizona. I'm born and raised here. Just a little bit about I've got two sisters. Grew up, we all love shopping, and we're kind of each other's best friends. And so this whole jewelry thing's been kind of fun for all three of us. I've been married for almost 7 years. My husband and I, our first date was right after my senior year, and our second date was 10 years later. So we had a little gap in there. Anyway, so we got married about 7 years ago, and we have 3 kids. And they're 6, 4, and 2. We have a boy and 2 girls, and they pretty much are our life. They're just super fun, and we just love spending time with them every chance we get. My son likes to play basketball and plays Little League and all that, and my girls are in dance, and so we have lots of fun taking care of them. Before I started having kids, I taught in the classroom. I taught 8th and 9th grade American and world history, and absolutely loved that. I loved being able to interact with the kids and teach them, and it was just every day was fun. And I got to coach sports and run after-school programs and take kids to Washington, D.C., and so it was a great experience. But once I started having my kids, I wanted to be home with them, and so now I'm teaching online, so I'm able to kind of fit in work where I can with my kids, and so I teach high school and college classes online, and I work with student teachers, so I go out and observe and evaluate and kind of mentor people going into the teaching profession. My husband is in his last year of his doctorate program for physical therapy, so I'm kind of supporting us at the same time while we're doing all this good stuff. So as a family, we just like to do outdoor things and play sports, and just whenever we can find time to spend time together. And I got into Mialisia from my friend Heather McLevy. She sent me an email one night when she had signed up and just kind of telling about it, and I read it in bed, and I thought, this is pretty cool, and I watched the video, and so I called her the next morning and said, okay, tell me about this. And within a couple of days, I had signed up, and then I got to go to the Arizona meeting when Annalise came out, and I was just confirmed that I really liked the decision that I'd made, and so it's been a really good experience. I've never done anything like this before, and it's kind of a fun, something different, and so I've enjoyed that. And so far, things are going good. I've had a couple of small home parties, but they've still been really successful. Most of the parties have only had even 3 or 4 people coming, but I've had $600 to $800 in sales from just those few people. And so I found that the people that come are really excited about the jewelry because they've already watched the videos, and I really didn't have to do anything. They just wanted to start looking at it and start playing with it. And so it's been really easy. So I've enjoyed my experience, and that's kind of about me.
Yay. All right. Well, don't unmute yourself yet. I have a couple questions for you. First of all, Jessica, share with us your last name because somebody already is messaging me. Jessica who?
Oh, it's Jessica English, and it's spelled with an I.
Awesome. You know what? That's good because we see Facebook names, right? So nobody really knows me as Shannon. Everybody knows that I'm Mark Shannon Farabee, right? So we know everybody by their first and last or whatever your Facebook name is. So that's great. Okay. And Arizona, does that mean that it's hot there? Do you have hot all year long?
Well, right now we're in our cool spell. It's like a high of 50, which we're all freezing. But yes, I love the hot. We have like 3 months that are really hot, but the rest of the year is really nice. So
that's really nice. I'm in Ohio, and we actually had 50s today and yesterday, which is crazy for us in December. So I'm liking that. But I hear Arizona, and I think, ooh, sun. And then lastly, I just wanted to comment on something you said, which I think is so fantastic. You commented how you were, excited about this opportunity and the concept, and then you were able to meet Annalise at one of the events, and that really confirmed for you about joining Mialisia and that it was the right thing to do. And I just wanted to say, for anybody that's out there that has not had the opportunity to meet Sean and Annalise yet, there are chances coming up. Even if you didn't make it to Vegas, we have a Drive the Dream event coming up in Utah, and there's another one that's going to be in Hershey, Pennsylvania. And I would agree with you, Jessica, that it really is a confirmation to meet the people behind Mialisia, to see and hear them talk about their company, their passion, their concept, where they want to see this company go, and their heart that's in it. Just makes everything all click together, right? Wouldn't you say that?
I totally agree. Yep.
Yeah. So fantastic. So Jessica, thank you so much. It's so nice to get to know you. I can't wait to meet you one day in person. And for everybody out there that's listening, if you haven't had a chance yet, get online and find the Drive the Dream links and see if you can get yourself registered to one of those because you absolutely will not regret it. All right, Jessica, thank you so much. Everybody, we have a fantastic training for you tonight. Jessica shared a little bit about some of her successes at her fashion events and how even though there weren't a lot of people there, she still had some phenomenal sales, right? Just as part of the Matsen team, and Brian and Karen Matsen have been doing a great job training their team and encouraging them to do fashion events in the home. So I am going to turn the time over to Karen. Karen, if you're out there, go ahead and hit *6 to unmute yourself. Karen is going to share some really fantastic tips with you on making sure that you have successful fashion events. Now, we don't have a screen share time tonight. There are not slides for you to look at. So if you have pen and paper, now would be the time to grab them and write fast. Get your hands ready. Do some finger exercises because she's got some great things to share, and you're going to want to take notes. We'll do our best to try and get some things loaded onto the group page as well so that you have that information later. But, Karen, I am ready to turn the time over to you, and I've got my pen and paper ready to take the notes myself. But the floor is yours.
Okay, thanks. Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you. You're great.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and I'll definitely put a summary on the website and our Facebook page. But anyway, thanks, and hi everybody. Happy December. Yeah, that was really fun to listen to Jessica talk about everything I didn't know, all that stuff. But thanks, Jess, because it was really fun to hear. Anyway, I'm excited to be able to talk about fashion events and how to get a high turnout of guests there and high sales. Our personal team, Team Matsen, has had some wonderful success with turnouts at our parties, and I've just found that having a couple myself, what a huge motivator that has been, to really know that it can be done with a little bit more effort and that we can get fantastic results. So not only does it encourage us to keep going, but it gives us more confidence and, like I said, motivation. And it's fun. It's fun having that many women at a party. There's more interaction, and it's more lively, and I think it's just more enjoyable as a whole. So the first part of the training, I'm going to talk a little bit about how to get 12 to 15 people at your party. And I think the biggest goal for that would be to mentor your fashionista. I've always quoted a woman who's well known in the direct sales industry for saying, hostess coaching is the backbone of your business. And I think that people can attest to that. It's so important to team up with your hostess, and successful parties do not happen by accident. Meeting with your hostess before the show and setting goals together of who you're going to invite, when you're going to send out invitations and make phone calls, if you're going to help them do that. And the number one reason why parties cancel is because they didn't send out invitations, or they did it last minute and no one can come. So what they're going to do, what they are going to receive if the turnout is really high, is going to be a big motivator for them too, to invite their friends and start early on. You want to explain to them the benefits of gathering as many friends, over-inviting, and when the guests RSVP that they can't make it, you can even get them involved still. You could offer to bring them a catalog and ask them if they'd like to see it, pick out something that they'll love, and we'll show them all the cool ways to wear it. But your goal is to get as many people there and as interested as possible, that you'll get higher sales, and also that you'll be able to book more parties and potential designers. But to make sure that you're meeting with or in contact with the hostess 3 times at least before the event, and that it's not open house style. So that's one of the hostess theories, is that if you're engaging with your hostess enough, if you enroll her enough and seeing the success of your party and what's in it for her, then she will take a hold of the reins herself and drive that attendance. But obviously we help. And but of course that still takes a lot of coaching and getting her excited and teaching her how to do it right and what to say, etc. But also, if you're the type to take things into your own hands and feel like, hey, if we're going to leave our families and leave our homes to make money and make profit, we want to guarantee and ensure that there will be a high turnout. We want it to be effective, and effective equals successful. So even though what we can do for our fashionistas may take a little more prep work, the success of a fashion event depends on us too. We own the outcome 9 out of 10 times for a great party because we can control some of the outcomes. So we should do that. So within 24 to 48 hours of booking a party with a friend or a fashionista's friend, we ask them for a guest list with phone numbers. We say, think of your top, first of all, you can start with your 10 top funnest friends that are more into like jewelry and fashion and people who are kind of like the life of the party. But you want to get at least a list of 25 people, 25 to 35 or more people. And you can also say, hey, if you get it to me within 24 hours, you get another little gift or a pair of free earrings or something. It's your choice what you want to do with that. But get the guest list. The guest list is the most important thing. And then you can make the calls for the party yourself in a non-salesy way. There's a little script that you can say, and I have it written down here, so you can say something like this. Hey, Heather, you don't know me, but I'm helping Jessica out. She's having a really fun jewelry party, and I'm helping her call to see who can come. So giving a save-the-date call to see how many people could plan on, and we'd love to invite you. It's a new jewelry company called Mialisia with an awesome, unique concept that you've never seen before. We're going to have a blast, and I was wondering if you'd be able to make it. And then you also encourage them to bring a friend because nobody likes to go to a party alone, so they can bring someone. So what this does is, first, it confirms if they're actually going to show up or not. So you know if you don't have very many people there and if you want the hostess to reschedule for another day, but you're also building a relationship of trust. So they've talked to you on the phone before, so when they come to the party, they've heard your voice and they know your name right from the first phone call, and you can let them know even what to wear, like, hey, just letting you know, wear a solid color shirt because we're going to be playing around with the jewelry and you'll be able to see it better. So you want to get them excited on the phone to hear more. You don't want to give them every detail about the jewelry, but you just want to get them excited to come to the party. Like, you don't want to miss it. We're going to have a blast. A lot of girlfriends are coming. And then, of course, if they don't answer the phone, you can leave a message and say the same thing, but tell them that you'll call them back, tell them to bring their friend, and let them know it's not open house style party, and give them the arrival time. And then if they're, when you're with them on the phone, if they tell you, hey, dang, sorry, I just can't make it, then you can say, okay, oh, no problem, we'll miss you. If it's okay, Jessica or I would love to come and show you the jewelry sometime, get your feedback, see which ones are your favorite. It'll really only be 10 minutes. I can drop off a catalog so you know who I am, and it would be really fun to meet you. So I feel like that's not putting the pressure on them. I feel like the phone call is exactly what you're doing, helping and sharing, and I don't see why they would have a problem with, somebody stopping by, especially if it's a friend of a friend. So don't lead with fear, just lead with excitement, and the people on the other end of the phone will want to listen to what you have to say, and especially, like I said, if you're their friend too. So that's one of the other theories with inviting guests and the psychology behind the way some of the most successful women do it with fashion events. So if you want to have a higher turnout, you can take matters into your own hands, but we do it in a very professional and friendly way. Talk to each guest like you're ready, like you're already a girlfriend of theirs. Talk to your customers like that too, but make them feel like they're wanted at the party. Some other ideas as far as inviting goes are to include a concept brochure with the invitation. I know one of our designers does that, and she had a great turnout. Or when calling your friend or guest, you can ask them if they'd like to see a brochure. You can send them one so they can see the concept, or give them your website so they're more excited about it. And then videos are great for inviting also. I have a couple of hostesses who have sent out who will text my website to her guests before the party in conjunction with everything else, the invitation and personal phone call. And all they have to do is touch that link and watch the video. So the videos are so great for inviting, and it helps them be excited to get there because it's piqued their interest. And then I've actually even sent guests invitations, and if I know the girls, like if I know the fashionista well enough, I will actually send Facebook messages to her guests. They're on Facebook for reminders. So I'll introduce myself. I'll give them the website and say, hey, our friend Jenna and I are having a party together. We're having food and raffle prizes, jewelry, whatever you want to include in there. And I use we so it doesn't sound like you're stalking them, we would love for you to come. It'll be really fun to meet you and get to know all the other friends of hers. And I know that might sound weird for some of you, but it's worked for me. And I think that people are more attracted to the we because they actually know that I'm friends with the other girl and they want to be included in the fun. So, and you focus on them too when you're sending them any kind of messages or talking to them on the phone. So you'll ask a couple of questions about them and make a connection with them before they meet you. So, and I love to meet people, and I feel like I'm pretty friendly, and they pick up on that, and it's worked well for us. They're attracted to our enthusiasm and friendliness, and they're excited to come. They want to come. And they'll even write me back and tell me, hey, thanks for reaching out to me. So, and then having a theme also helps people get there. People like to have fun. It's all about creating desire. So the taco night, the pampering night, bunko or bingo or white elephant or whatever you can do to tie into the jewelry party to make it more appealing, simple but fun and desirable, but that helps to get people there. The other important part of a fashion event are your sales. So how to increase your sales. I feel like if people truly understand the concept and see the whole vision and see the demos, they'll already be attracted to the jewelry. So you want to get them really engaged. So take them up, make sure you're taking them up one by one and getting the jewelry on them. So demo it on them and then have them sit back down with the jewelry so they have a chance to play with it in their seats a little bit before they actually do the shopping part. And so they can see how cool it really is and be interested in seeing the other pieces. So again, that creates desire and interest. Make sure you visit with everyone during the party, helping them with their needs, asking them questions about what they like, what their style is, and you can help them and give them suggestions, especially if they're not really sure what their style is, or I don't know, there's so much jewelry, it's kind of hard to know what to pick. So you may need to help be their stylist, and I like when people do that for me, but you can ask them like, hey, do you like the concept? What are some of your favorite combos? And I always tell my friends that it's really helpful to start with a couple of key pieces that you can add to later, like Mialisia staples, like spun sugar or silver dream or primary shapes, or something more simple, but something you can add to very easily later. And I know Ariane Morgan says like everybody should have a black skirt in their closet. So it's the same idea as having a few key pieces, versatile pieces that you can wear with anything. So then you can pick 4 or 5 of the top ones that they like, and then have them choose a couple from that. Which would you like to start with? So that helps a lot to ask the questions to your guests and be involved. Also, creating desire with our corporate promotions, such as the lifetime guarantee, and because that is a promotion, that's an ongoing promotion. And the shipping over $100 over, or any personal promotions, raffles get them excited. I know some people do the buy 3 get 1 free piece, or get the free jewelry bag if you do so much sales or more and you talk up the bag. I know some people do for every 30 you spend, you get blah, blah, blah. Or if you book a party, you'll get, fill in the blanks. But so that any kind of promotions actually help drive your sales up. And then you can also say, I love spoiling my fashionistas. And you want to tell one nice thing about your fashionista. And then if you want to, you can have the other people who know her, the other guests who know her, say some nice things too. And then at the end of that, you'll just say, well, one of the nice things you can do for her is if you decide to purchase, it'll go towards her fashionista credit and benefits. So people like that when they know that they're also helping their friend. And then for when you're closing up your party with the personal close, they say, but so you want a personal close with each person and ask if they'd like to include, matching earrings, or see if there's anyone's birthday coming up that they'd like to add to, and have them fill out their wish list for later. So don't forget to do the little upsells, because sometimes, honestly, I don't even think about that when I'm buying something. But then once people ask me, oh, is there another piece that you'd like? Is there a birthday coming up? Oh, yeah, actually there is. So I've definitely done that. So and then what we do is called full circle. We collect the outside orders. So we can call those who are able to come and see if they'd like to add in another order, and we can even stop by, like I said, to bring them a catalog. And my sister is queen of this. She's so great. I'm so proud of her. She does that with everybody. She stops by. She brings them a catalog. She'll bring them a treat like a Diet Coke, Jamba Juice, whatever is their favorite. And she tells them it's going to be really quick, 10 minutes. Wait till you see what our jewelry does. Asks them their favorite drink or treat. And then they know that you have something for them, that you want to drop by something for them. So that does get them excited, and that does help that they'll let you in and not feel weird about it. So we can do this before the party even, because they're not going to be at the party anyway, so it doesn't matter when the party starts for them. So we can do that before the party. And usually our goal is, 3 to 5 orders before, and then after the party, same thing. 5 to however many people who didn't show up. So have another goal of, say, at least 5 orders. And then there's a couple of other things I'd like to talk about. One is, that I saw, I think it was on, I can't remember the name of the website, but Party Divas or something. She does the bounce back coupons. So there's an incentive, like a reason to buy again when you're ordering. So you'll say, okay, for the holidays, I think she starts it in October, but since it's December, you can start now. For every, say, $40 place or whatever you choose, you get a coupon for 10% off an order that you can use then in January. Like, I think Kohl's does that with the Kohl's Cash. So you want to include that in your presentation, that they will, so forever, however set amount that you want, that they would get a kickback in your bounce back coupon. So they'll get money for later, and that helps boost sales. Because not only are they going to have more money for later or more, I guess, coupon money off for January, but they'll have more incentive to purchase at that party. And then also there was another cool idea called Party Squares, and that is in a PDF. And I can put these links on our website, but there's a PDF, and you might want to do it with cardstock. But it's a page that says Party Squares, and it looks like a calendar, but it's little squares all the way up to 100. And the idea is to collect dollar bills from the guests. And they don't have to be there at the time that you announce, but you can email to the people who maybe aren't able to come and see if they want to join in. But anyway, the idea is that they get to pay for a square and give $1 for each square. And then they get their name and phone number in one of the little squares, and then you draw names, and whoever is drawn gets to use that money from the pool to then use towards buying a piece of jewelry. So that right there could be anywhere from, I don't know, $20 up to $100 that you could use. And this is fantastic for fundraisers because you can also do it for, you can do half maybe for the fashion or for one of the guests and half for a fundraiser. So you can just tell your fashionista to tell their guests to bring dollar bills just for a fun game. So that is another bonus of getting your sales up. And I think that might be all that I have tonight. I hope that kind of helps. I have actually a lot more information, but I will, like I said, I will put a whole bunch of new things up on our Team Diamond Facebook page. And we did have a great California event with Annalise and Ariane here. And I have a lot of tips from them too for holiday sales, and I will definitely take time on Saturday to get that up on Team Diamond. So thanks so much for listening to me, and if you have any questions or any kind of comments, please let me know. You can message me or call me or email me, and I'll help you out. So thanks, Shannon.
Thank you so much, Karen. That was fantastic. I think my fingers are sore from trying to write too fast. So it's so good. A couple of the things that really stuck out to me the most. First of all, you started off by talking about how that number one reason that events are not successful is because, the hostess maybe didn't even invite anybody, and then they wind up canceling the party, right? Or maybe they invited a few, but they didn't have follow-up, and you're tying all that in with all this fantastic hostess coaching, but really what it comes down to is that you're working, right? I mean, there's work involved, and we can't, expect to reach these kind of numbers and have this kind of success in our fashion events if we're not willing to step out of our comfort zones and do this work. And some of the things you're talking about are so exciting and so real and so possible, but at the same time, scary. right? The fact that you guys are making these phone calls beforehand and you're getting 3 or 4 orders beforehand and then you're calling people after, and, that's fantastic. But I know that some of the people listening are thinking, I don't know if I could do that. So I just want to encourage everybody that's out there, listen to the examples that Karen gave exactly of what she says when she calls these people, because I don't know about you, but I listen to her and I feel like she's my best friend, right? I'm listening to her thinking, heck, I'd go to the party. Yeah, sounds fun to me. And if I couldn't make it, I'd sure say, yeah, come over, show me the jewelry. She just has such a great natural way of putting it, and it's so easy and it's so comfortable, and it doesn't at all make anybody feel like you're pressuring them or anything. So hopefully she'll get some of that great stuff posted and practice. Just read those scripts and practice doing it, because if you sound like Karen sounds when she calls people, you're not going to have any problems. They're going to want to come to these fashion events, and they're going to want to see you after if they couldn't make it, to see this fantastic fashion event, jewelry merchandise that you were showing. So anyway, it was very exciting, very good, super examples. I'm really excited about everything that you had to share, and I really hope that all of you will take the time to listen, and then not only just listen, but take these things to heart and then do them. If you just listen to the call but then you go away and you don't make any changes to how you're already doing things, you're not going to see the same success. To see change, you need to change what you're doing. And as a little, more incentive, as if everything Karen shared wasn't enough, we have 2 people tonight that are on the Matsen team who have been already hearing some of these great ideas and have some great success stories as well at their fashion event. So we have 2 different people tonight. We are going to be hearing from Che, and then afterwards we're going to be hearing from Tracy. Che, if you're already on the line, this would be a great time for you to hit *6 to unmute yourself. And then I would love it if you could please share your fashion event success story with everybody that's listening. Are you there, Che?
Yes, can you hear me?
We sure can.
Okay. Okay, good. Well, I'm excited to just share with you a little bit about some of the successes that I've had in some of my parties, and that's what they've asked me to kind of share. But first of all, my main thing about trying to achieve a successful party is, like Karen had mentioned, all of those great things about getting the invites out and getting, the phone calls in if you can, and the emails. But my thinking beforehand, before I even go to a party, I just get excited about the party. I tell myself how fun it's going to be. I'm going to earn some money, from going and doing this. And basically, it's just like partying. Our job is really just like having the opportunity to go into someone's house and have a whole new party. Every time you go to work, you're going to a brand new party. And I think that's exciting. And so for me, I have 3 things that I try to keep in mind before I even go to this party. It's kind of my 3 B's, is to be excited myself. I get excited. I try to portray that I'm excited because I really am, and I want to share that with the people there that I'm going to be in their home and be with their friends. I get excited. And then I want to be excited about them, about the fashionista and their guests in their home. I like to share the feeling that they're my guests or they're my friends, and even though I don't even know them, I'm going to treat them just like they're one of my best friends. And a lot of people will say that to me, that that I'm so friendly, but it's partly because that's my nature, but on the other hand, I really am not a real confident person, but I portray confidence because that's part of my job, and that's, I think, for me to be excited and act like, I'm confident is going to make them excited and feel like they can have confidence in me as this person trying to sell this jewelry to them. I want them to have confidence in me that I know what I'm doing and that I'm trying to make this party successful for them. And the third B is to be excited about the jewelry. So I'm excited about myself, and then I'm excited about them, and then I'm excited about the jewelry. And I really am excited about the jewelry. And that's one of the first things I tell somebody at their home and in their parties is that I love this jewelry. And I feel like it's a win-win for me because it's not even hard for me to do. I love jewelry. I just want to share this brand new concept of jewelry with everyone that I come in contact with because I love jewelry, and it's something that I can feel confident about selling. You know, I've tried to do things before where I wasn't as passionate about it, but I am passionate about jewelry, and this concept and Mialisia and the style of the jewelry, I'm passionate about that. I love it. I think there's maybe one or two things that I don't absolutely love out of all of the Mialisia jewelry. And I buy every single thing new that comes out. I probably haven't made a dime because I buy the new things that come out because I feel like I want to be able to share that with them. And you know, not all of us can do that all the time, you know, right away, but and it takes time to build up our you know, our showcase, but I would do it for myself anyway just because I love the jewelry so much. So I can be excited about that. And like I said before, I've never really had like a ton of confidence in myself. A lot of people think that I do, but I really inside I kind of get scared and anxious about being in front of people, and every time I have a party, I'm just like got all these butterflies and everything going on before I go. But as soon as I get into their home, I switch that off. I stop thinking about myself, and I just think about them, and I think about their party and how much I can get in sales for them for hosting that party for me, because in the long run, it basically helps me too. So, but having this job has also forced me out of being afraid, and the jewelry gives me confidence to be able to share it with them. It makes me feel pretty, and so that's just some of the things that I want to instill in them, is that I want to treat them like they're my best friend, and then I want to make them feel like this jewelry is beautiful, and I want to get it on them and make them see that it makes them beautiful. And I think just making them feel comfortable with you, you know, all the people at the party, even if you don't know them, it's fun just to be able to show this jewelry. And if they never become interested in it, a lot of them do, but if they don't, you know what? It wasn't anything, you know, off your back other than a little bit of your time, and most of the time it's going to pay off. Then I want them to love the jewelry, and so I get it on them, and I help them to see how it makes them look beautiful, and then I want to help them feel like they want this jewelry because it makes them feel pretty. And if I can get them to get it on them and see that it's pretty, see that it's so versatile, and that they can switch it up so much, you know, I ask them about what their clothing is like, and, you know, that line that, you know, have you ever bought that piece of jewelry that just doesn't fit with any of the clothes that you buy, just like Mialisia uses in her video? And it's true. Most people all feel that same exact way. They buy that jewelry that just doesn't go with anything else except for that one blouse or that one dress. And so I love when I see in their faces that, oh, they get the concept, they understand, and they get excited about it. And then the other thing is that they love the jewelry, they love how they look in the jewelry, but how are they going to get that jewelry? If they can't afford the jewelry, the next thing is that the only thing that's holding you back from getting this jewelry, if it's money, that's not a problem, because I can show you how by hosting a party for your friend. And then you invite your friends, and they help you to get what you want. So it's just kind of a full circle kind of thing. I was just talking to a lady yesterday that she is booking a party with me for next week, and she wanted to do it next week, and I said, well, we only have a week, so, if you'll hurry and get me your list overnight, I will have those emails sent out. Well, I got the text this morning, like at 9:30, and she had already sent out 50 invites on her own, email invites, and so she's excited about it. If she wants to do it, she's going to make it happen, and I told her no matter what, just over-invite, and we'll get some people there, and you'll be able to get the things that you want. And so I just think it's that simple. I think trying to make them feel like it's that simple, that they can get something that they want. Even if they can't afford it right now, this is the way you can get it. You make your wish list, and you get it. But so my main, I've had some really successful parties. I've had several at over $800 in sales, and when I see how excited my fashionistas get for knowing how much free jewelry that means to them and getting 1 or 2 bookings in, and it gets them even more jewelry, they're excited, and they're excited to share that with their friends, because they want to be able to do that for their friends too. So that's kind of been working for me, is to just kind of domino the effect where one person gets excited and they've done well, and so they want their friends to be able to do well. And I think a lot of that, having a successful party, is one, exactly what Karen was saying, is get them invited, make sure that you do everything you can to get people invited there and have a big turnout. Because typically, even though some of my parties they've invited huge numbers, I don't think you get more than 10 or 12 people at a party, maybe 15. That's huge. That's a huge party if you have 15. But you only need a few people there to sell quite a bit of jewelry. And that's what I have found. But my main thing that I would just express to you is that my success, I feel like, comes deep from within me, because I love what I'm doing. I show them that I love what I'm doing, and I make them feel like they can love this too, and I think that's what's exciting, is just getting excited and getting it on them and letting them be excited about it and showing them how pretty it is and how pretty it makes them look. I've had one party where there was only a couple of people that showed up, and the 2 people that came in were like kind of frumpy and, not to knock on anybody, but they just, seemed real relaxed and everything, and like they weren't into it at all. They were just doing it for the host, and they loved when I got the jewelry on them. They absolutely fell in love with the jewelry on themselves, but neither one of them bought one single thing, because they really couldn't picture themselves actually wearing it, because they loved it while they had it on, but they knew walking away from there they probably wouldn't wear it. And so right off the bat I could tell they weren't going to love it. But most everyone else that I've ever gotten the jewelry on, they buy something because they love it. Even I have a really good friend that doesn't love jewelry. She doesn't wear jewelry. I've even gotten her to where she's bought several things now, because she can see how it can work for her and her clothes, and it makes her feel pretty. So anyway, I think just hitting the big, high, successful parties is just making them fall in love with it just like we are, and making them feel pretty in the jewelry, and that they can trust you, and you show them how to make it work, and then show them when they leave. Even when they leave, you can send them videos so that they can still see how to make that work for them, how the jewelry works. So anyway, that's kind of my little story behind some of my big parties, is just that I go in there just acting like they're my best friends right off the bat, and I'm going to sell them some jewelry because I want them to have what I have. So anyway, that's kind of it. That's my story.
Fantastic. Shay, thank you so much. That's great. I hear these success stories and it gets me excited. So I know that everybody's listening gets excited too, because, this isn't like you have some magic wand, right? I mean, you're just being people. You're being real with people. You're being friendly with people. You're sharing something that you love with them, and it's contagious. And so we hear these stories and we think, yes, it's out there. We can do it. And that's why we love to share these stories with everyone, because we want all the designers to know that if you haven't tried yet, if you haven't gotten out there, if you haven't made those phone calls, if you haven't even had your own fashion event in your home, this is what you're missing. This is what's happening. People are falling in love with Mialisia, and you just need to get out there and try it, so that you can have a little taste of the success yourself. Speaking of success, we've got a couple more people to share with you. Melinda is on the call with us tonight. And Melinda, if you could please hit *6 to unmute yourself, I would love for you to join us and share with us a little bit about your success.
Hi, Shannon. Yeah, this is Melinda Ferraro, and I was asked to talk about the trade shows that I've been doing, and I know a lot of you have been doing them as well, and I've appreciated all the tips that everyone's been putting on the Team Diamond page, because I've been following those and having some success and having some fun. And so first of all, just real quickly, and hopefully I don't really have anything new, but hopefully you'll pick up some little tidbit or something that helps you out. But I just make sure that my display is pretty. I mean, I get compliments all the time on the display, and I think it really matters. You want it to look great, and what I do to make it really simple for myself, too, I found after doing these over and over again, you've got to make it easy, and you learn as you go. And when I find it, I change it up a lot, but when I find something that I like, I take a picture of my display, and then I just have it on my phone or my iPad, so that when I go to set up, I just look at that picture, because sometimes I'm just so frantic, and I'm like, okay, I got to get it set up so I can start selling. And if I just have that picture of my setup, whether it was in my house or at the last trade show I did, then it just makes it really simple. And then just talk to every single person, whether you've paid like $20 to be there or you've paid, $300 or whatever you paid. You want to make it worth your money, and you want to get the most out of it while you're there. And I found that, especially because there's so many jewelry vendors, and we're so unique, and people are not going to know that unless they know the concept. So I am there to show them the concept, and that's the number one thing that I have in my mind the whole time, is that I want to get every person, and I demo either on myself or on them, every single person, and I figure they're there to shop, and so I don't want them just to pass by my booth. I don't stand behind my booth. I never sit down. I'm out in front of my booth, and sometimes I'm even like across from it, and I just wait till someone comes by. I've got my jewelry in my hand, and I am telling them, showing them how great it is. And most people, most people love it. I mean, they don't mind if they'll tell you if they don't want it, you to demo on them. So if they don't want it on them, I do it on myself. Or sometimes I just do it on myself because it's just faster. But everyone's out there shopping, and it's as soon as they see the concept, they love it. And I found that more people, that usually if there's other vendors there, I have more success than they do, just because we're different and they love the concept. And so ask them. One thing that I've learned too lately is just maybe they're shopping for themselves right away, or they tell you they're looking for a gift. But if they don't, then definitely bring up gifts. So who else is on your Christmas list? Who do you need to buy for? These are great for, this concept is great for the little people that are a little bit older too, because of the hooks, and it's easy to take on and off. That's been a selling point for me, and then I make it a point to let them know that they can play with the jewelry, that they can mess up the display. I love that sign that somebody posted. I put that about messing up the jewelry. I put that on my display, and I've had a lot more out on the table for people to try on. And then having mirrors. I have 2 mirrors at my booth so that they can look at that, and I actually get people from other booths who don't have mirrors coming over and asking them to to use my mirror, and that's a great opportunity for me to talk to them about Mialisia as well. Let's see. Talking to vendors has been really helpful. I know other people have said that, but you're with those people all day. Make them your friends. Go around and visit them. If you have a lull, take your card, take your jewelry, go around. I usually offer a 10% discount to the vendors if they buy from me, and I've made some great friends with other vendors in the area, and that's how I've gotten all my events booked, is really through them, because especially the ones that are not your competition. Those are the ones you want to be really good friends with, because they would say, hey, I'm doing this booth, this show next week, or in a month or whenever it is, and email those people, talk to those people, text them and find out what they're doing, and they'll be likely to invite you or to share that information, that contact information of who to contact. Just come prepared. So many times you get there, you need hooks, you need tape, you need different things, so be flexible. I have as many tables as I can in my car, just whatever I can to make my booth work. I've found, too, that sometimes an open booth works really well, but sometimes it doesn't, because sometimes it's harder to get people into your booth. And if you just have the straight booth, I know a lot of people don't think that works, but for me, since I'm standing outside of my booth and I'm just talking to every person that goes by, to have my two tables just across, or my one table, works for me, because that person will just stop and look at the rings or look at the earrings or whatever, and if they're more likely to do that than to walk into a booth if they're just browsing. So that's depending on the setup, but that's worked really well for me, because I'm just going to talk to every person anyway. I love giving out the concept brochure. I give those out probably more than my business cards, but just make sure everything has your name on it. It's so exciting when you go to your back office and you look and somebody has bought something from you online, and I can trace a lot of those people back to by the city, or maybe they gave me their contact information, and they're from these vendor events that I've been to, and that's so exciting that they really are ordering after the event's over. And just being excited about it, I think, has really helped. As you're putting that piece of jewelry on them, tell them about the lifetime warranty. Tell them about the fun parties, how much fun it is for the women to go and just play with the jewelry and try it on. Of course, there's been some great tips about how to book parties from events. I won't really talk about that, but you definitely want to try to get as many parties as you're there as you can, especially if it's, sometimes you can't help it. No matter what you do, it's just there's no people there. People don't show up sometimes at these events. So you've got to make it work for you somehow, either through the vendors or booking a party, so you don't feel like it's a waste of whatever money you paid. And then just upselling everything. Always show the matching earrings, the ring. Who else do you have to shop for? It's amazing how much you can tack on, or if you want to add if you buy 3, you get 1 free, or whatever you're going to offer, depending on your situation. And then just make it as easy as for yourself as possible, just with being prepared and packing up, and then following up with the people if you can that did buy. That's helped too. I've had return customers. I've had people call me, say, I had your business card or your brochure. Where are you? Are you going to be anywhere this week? I want to buy more jewelry. So that's what's really helped me is I would say, if there's one thing I could say about, or maybe 2 things, and that's being prepared and being excited, and then talking to everybody. That just don't miss the opportunity, because I've watched the people around me, and if there's people that just sit there, and I know that's not how you're going to have success. So just being excited and and talking to every person. So anyway, good luck, everyone. It's a great time to sell, and everyone's looking for gifts. So appreciate this time to share what I can. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Melinda. Fantastic. Look, I told you tonight was going to be an awesome night of training. You know, we've got you covered on all the bases here, fashion event in the home, a vendor event, and you know what? There's some key things that run through both of those, right? I mean, a lot of the success that comes from those fashion events in your home has to do with what? Stepping out and talking to people in the first place, making those phone calls, not being afraid to communicate and interact with people either before, after, or during the party. And same thing at the vendor event. You've got to stand in front of your table, in front of that booth, and get out there and talk to people and not be afraid to show them how excited you are about Mialisia. So fantastic. Thank you so much. Tracy should be on the line, and we have just about 5 minutes left. So hopefully just enough time for Tracy to share a little bit about her success. And Tracy, if you're there, if you could please hit *6 to unmute yourself.
Can you hear me, Shannon?
We can. All right. Thank you,
Okay.
Tracy. Go ahead and share your story with us.
Excellent. I just want to do it real quickly, only because these ladies are tough acts to follow. I have learned from the best with being on Team Matsen, that's for sure. And I think you guys will all agree that what we all have in common on Team Matsen is excitement. And we've learned how to be excited, not in a fake way, but truly excited about the opportunity and the jewelry that we have. And one of my most successful parties was actually a lady early on who came to Karen and my, pretty much our little opening party, and that was back in September. And she was a natural, and we noticed that right away. She was very excited. She wanted to take the reins, run with it. I printed all of her invitations. She personally went and spoke to people, invited them. If they couldn't make the party, she had orders up front. She had orders afterwards, followed up with her friends, made sure that they knew that she was excited that they were coming. And she had an almost $900 order. And when she decided, I approached her and I said, "You do this naturally. Doing Mialisia is just exactly what you're doing. You need to be a designer." She signed up as a designer, and from the amount that she made on her party, she was able to add to her kit. And then now she's had an event already last weekend. She'd only signed up last week. And now she's got her party set for the 13th of December, and she's already out. And, I mean, she's just doing a great job. So excitement to us is pretty much the number one key, plus exposure. When you yourself, the designer, are wearing the jewelry every day, having fun with it, talking to people, whether they're in the elevator, whether you're standing in line at a fast food restaurant and somebody mentions that they like your jewelry or whatever you're wearing, then you have that exposure right there, and you can start to talk to them about the concept and the jewelry. So excitement is rampant through Team Matsen, and I hope you guys have gotten some great ideas on how you can make your Mialisia business just as fun and successful as we have. So thank you very much for your time.
Tracy, thank you so much. All right, everybody, that was awesome. What a great call tonight. So get excited and get out there. That's what we want to do. We need to share our excitement, and we need to expose everybody to Mialisia. Thank you so much for calling in tonight. Please remember Dave in your thoughts and prayers. Hopefully he will be feeling better soon. And we will talk to you all next week. Bye, everybody.